So here we are at Field Station Farm with Jesse Stretch, who has a brilliant operation here. If you may recall, the Foundation for Family Community Healing, we're all about thinking about the systems and systems within which we live, and how we can care for all of the connections within the system that we live so that all may prosper and thrive. And Jesse has done so here with his farm in such a brilliant way. I think it's really inspirational. It's working with nature, it's working efficiently, it's working to save money and to make money, and it's really quite genius. So I've asked Jesse to tell us more about sort of the 30,000 foot view of this lovely farm and the genius behind how he has a sustainable and efficient operation working with nature.
Thanks, Susanna. I appreciate the compliments, number one, and sustainability will develop organically in a lot of cases. Luckily, in our case, it developed organically and economically. So we were able to realize in the beginning of farming and in doing the contracting work that we do in the community, that a lot of the material we were bringing in our lawn and landscape division was actually useful and valuable. And that kick-started my education into soil health and understanding how all of this waste we're generating as a society is actually gold for our society, and it's important for us to utilize it in a productive and efficient way. That started a system here at the farm where everything became interconnected. Our landscape division brought in waste that was then turned into compost, which then combined with the manure and hay from our cows was turned into even better compost, which we then turned into a soil product that we use to grow nursery plants and container plants and all of that stuff that we do out there in the nursery division. So the process is synergized, and it's remarkably just like it is in nature. It actually functions just like a forest, or just like any natural system would, where every piece becomes important, and it does so organically. You almost don't even realize it, but then when you think like, oh, I want to take one piece out, or I'm not going to do this piece this week, you really see it ripple through the entire system. If you don't make enough compost, you don't have enough potting media for your plants, you can't grow any plants. Everything sort of works together, and you build a system that recycles waste and puts back into the soil, back into the community, rather than just taking, because taking is just not sustainable on the long term. You can only take from something so much, and that goes for the community, that goes for the soil, that goes for everything. I think we all are on the same page with that.
Yeah, because if you take and take from one place, then you have to pay money to replenish it, which is not efficient, and it's expensive, and you'll never be able to replenish it as well as if you just left it there and reintegrated it in the first place. So it's efficient in terms of your time, but also your money, and that you also use these things to also make profit.
You do.
And support yourself.
And in life and in farming and everything, you've got to look at value not just in money. You've got to look at quality of life. You've got to really look at, are you doing something to benefit not only yourself, but your community, not only your community, but the natural world around you. And that's why we've chosen to farm the way we have. We grow a lot of grass, we create a lot of habitat, we stop a lot of runoff. Those things don't necessarily pay us back directly. I don't get any money from seeing rabbits eat these organic lawns, or seeing deer eat those fields. In fact, I lose money if they eat fields, but I like the moral return of that. And it's something you can't buy. You cannot buy that with money. You have to create it through your practices, and that's important. And it's a natural system, and it's something that's priceless.
Yeah, and you're creating a rich and beautiful habitat, a healthy one that supports your ability to care for yourself. You're taking care of Earth and Earth's creatures and plants in the process, and you just created a little haven here, right here in Rockville.
Yeah, thank you. appreciate it. Yeah, that's what we've tried to do, and it's working so far, and we're getting better. There's a ton of room for improvement, but we're getting better, and every year brings something new. It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Well, congratulations. Great job, Jesse.
Thank you, Susanna. I appreciate it.
Is there anything else you want to tell folks out there who are watching about your farm in general? Anything else you want them to know about the business or your philosophy?
So we are what I would call a grass farm as far as agriculturally what we do. You see the fields behind us way back there. They're green and they're grass. And what's important about that is that it doesn't require any chemicals to grow that. I've never put chemical fertilizer on that field. I've never sprayed any weeds in that field. It's been organic for going on a decade now. And one of the biggest philosophies that I've drawn from that is that by being organic, by growing grass, I've seen just this incredible influx of wildlife. And so my philosophy has kind of become create wildlife habitats while producing. Do both at the same time. It's a great philosophy, and it works. It creates a lot of production from the field, but not at the cost of other organisms' way of life. And I think it's important for us to keep biodiversity up in our state, and I think it's really important for us to stop chemically farming land and destroying the rivers and destroying everything downstream from us and even our actual soil itself. So that's my philosophy, is more like a holistic type approach. It can be called natural, holistic, synergistic with nature, whatever, and that's kind of where we've landed. And it's not just because we believe it or want it to be that way, it's because it actually works in every way. So that's my philosophy, and that's what we do, and I could talk for hours about it, but in a nutshell, that's sort of the program.
Well, it's brilliant, and it's inspired. It's drawing on what nature already does best, and you've created that here in such a beautiful way. And we'd love to capture your hours of discussion about that sometime, Jesse. So
I'm ready to do it.
So we look forward to having you back on our channel with more of your brilliant ideas and suggestions and practices here on Field Station Farm. It's a real inspiration to us all. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming.